panelists who will give you brief about the different priority areas and what are the challenges, opportunities in the different areas. We have more guests. They will be joining us soon.
It is a great pleasure for me to attend today's seminar on 10 years of CPEC success, challenges, and opportunities. China-Pakistan Economic Corridor has gone through an extraordinary process. His Excellency, so my good friend, Mr. Shakil Rami,
both an honor and a privilege to address this esteemed gathering as we commemorate 10 years of the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor.
CPEC is not just an infrastructure initiative, it's also a symbol of deepening ties between China and Pakistan, one that seeks to bring long-lasting prosperity of the whole region.
In China, this is an outbound investment being done by a technology company from Pakistan and setting up offices there.
China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, as many people have named it as a game changer, but in my view, we cannot call it a game changer without ensuring the active and effective participation and contribution of women in these initiatives.
Broker Association and the chairman of my institute, Asian Institute of Ecological Civilization Research and Development, and then Major General Samir Saab. So we have different panelists who will give you brief about the different priority areas and what are the challenges, opportunities in the different areas. We have more guests. They will be joining us soon. But meantime, we will be starting now. I would like to request, first of all, His Excellency Mr. Shi to come here and give his opening remarks.
His Excellency, Mr. Jamil Ahmed Qureshi, Secretary of CPEC. His Excellency, Mr. Zahid Latif Han, Chairman of Asian Institute of Eco-Civilization Research and Development. His Excellency, Major General Dr. Ahmad Samriz Sadiq. His Excellency, Mr. Usman Shukat, President of Rawalpindi Chamber of Commerce and Industry. And also my good friend, Mr. Shakil Rami, CEO of Asian Institute of Eco-Civilization Research and Development. Ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, good morning, Assalamu alaikum. It is a great pleasure for me to attend today's seminar on 10 years of CPEC success, challenges, and opportunities. And together with all the distinguished speakers to review the development of CPEC and discuss the prospects of cooperation and its bright future between our two countries. China-Pakistan Economic Corridor has gone through an extraordinary process since its launching. The 1+4 layout of CPEC construction set by President Xi Jinping and the Pakistani leaders has turned to a reality from a blueprint with a wide range of achievements. Energy cooperation has yielded remarkable results. The total installed capacity of the 14 energy projects of CPEC, which had been in commercialized operation, accounts for about 1/5 of the total installed power capacity of Pakistan. The units of the SK hydropower station have been connected to the grid to generate electricity. I recently talked with a diplomat from another country who had been working in Pakistan 10 years ago. He told me that the biggest change this time he returns to Pakistan, he feels now, is that Islamabad now has no frequent power outages. So this, he says, is attributed to the CPEC and the many other projects' contribution to the energy sector. Infrastructure cooperation under CPEC also helps Pakistan achieve multidimensional interconnection network. The Orange Line has helped the people in Lahore realize their dream of having subway. The year-round opening of the Honchla Pass will ensure the all-weather economic and trade exchanges between our two countries. Construction and operation of Gwadar Port and its industrial zone is progressing steadily, and the completion of the Gwadar New International Airport will fully release the development potential of Gwadar Port. Industrial cooperation is another promising area. Thank you. The first phase of the Rashakai Special Economic Zone has been in operation, generating strong momentum into our two countries' industrial cooperation. Over the past 11 years, CPEC has brought a total of $25 billion in direct investment, 236,000 jobs, 510 kilometers of highways, more than 8,000 megawatts of electricity, and 886 kilometers of core transmission network, effectively promoting Pakistan's economic and social development and bringing tangible benefits to the local people. As His Excellency Planning Minister Ahsan Iqbal once said, CPEC had transformed Pakistan completely, making Pakistan an attractive destination for foreign direct investment. As a new benchmark of China-Pakistan all-weather friendship, CPEC provides important foundation for building a closer China-Pakistan community with a shared future. Ladies and gentlemen, CPEC now has entered a new stage of high-quality development, which requires a safe and stable environment. The world now is undergoing changes unseen in a century and has entered a new phase of turbulence and transformation. President Xi Jinping recently pointed out that to promote the high-quality development of the Belt and Road Initiative, we must properly respond to various risks and challenges. This requires us to balance development and security and ensure the steady and long-term development of CPEC. President Xi Jinping emphasized that security is the prerequisite for development, and development is the guarantee of security. And without security and stability, nothing can be achieved. China and Pakistan must effectively coordinate security and development. and ensure new development with new security perspectives. We cannot let security incidents delay the construction of CPEC and the process of our major cooperation. To this end, we are willing to further strengthen counterterrorism and security cooperation with our brother Pakistan, enhance close cooperation with all parties, and work together to combat terrorism in all its forms, and jointly maintain regional peace and stability, and achieve our common development. Despite various risks and challenges, China will always stand firmly with Pakistan and is willing to work with our brothers and sisters to build an upgraded version of CPEC. This is not only in the common interest of our two countries, but also our mission to build a closer China-Pakistan community with a shared future and help our Aryan brothers achieve self-reliance and sustainable development requires. As the Belt and Road Initiative enters its second golden decade, CPEC, as an important pilot project of BRI, has broad prospects. During Prime Minister Shabaz's visit to China in June this year, President Xi Jinping emphasized that China is willing to promote the alignment of the 8 actions of jointly building BNI with Pakistan's 5 East development framework and jointly build the 5 major corridors of growth, people's livelihood, innovation, green, and openness. Premier Li Qiang, during his visit to Pakistan this October, emphasized the need to accelerate the construction of major projects in Pakistan, in railways, highways, ports, and other fields, strengthen the integrated development of industries between our two countries, and deepen practical cooperation in agriculture, mining, information technology, energy, and other fields. These provide fundamental guidelines and point out the way forward for us to build an upgraded version of CPEC in the next stage. Currently, China and Pakistan are advancing major projects, such as the upgradation of the ML1 and the KKH realignment project in accordance with the important consensus reached by the leaders of our two countries. Pakistan has outstanding resource endowments and huge development potential. The current Pakistani economy is improving, which has injected new impetus and created new opportunities for our continuous deepening of industrial cooperation. Not long ago, a Chinese enterprise delegation visited Karachi to explore opportunities for investment and cooperation. Her Excellency, Chief Minister of Punjab, Ms. Mariam, is just concluded her visit to China. Her Excellency has held very in-depth meetings, conversations with Chinese officials and entrepreneurs in Beijing, Shanghai, Shenzhen, and Guangzhou, which will certainly expand cooperation between China and Pakistan, between China and the province of Punjab. His Excellency Ambassador Jiang Zaidong recently went to Punjab to inspect a new rapeseed variety China-Pakistan cooperation demonstration site. This is one of the important aspects of our cooperation. China is willing to help Pakistan continuously improve agricultural product varieties and technical equipment and promote the development of modern and efficient agriculture. The Pakistan government will soon send 1,000 talented students to China to study agriculture. All of these above show that there are broad opportunities for the construction of the upgraded version of CPEC and bright prospects for practical cooperation between our two sides. Finally, we are willing to work with all walks of life in Pakistan to comprehensively implement the important consensus reached by President Xi Jinping and Pakistani leaders, draw the blueprint of the CPEC to the end, continue to strive in the new decade, coordinate high-quality development with high-level security, coordinate quantitative growth with quality improvement, and coordinate the advancement of major projects with construction of small but beautiful livelihood projects, coordinate cooperation in traditional fields with emerging fields. Let the upgraded version of CPEC bring more tangible benefits and opportunities to the two countries and the two peoples, and continue to write a new chapter in building a China-Pakistan community with a shared future. Thank you so much.
And now we will be proceeding for our remaining session. I'd like to invite Mr. Zahar Latif Khan.
Thank you very much, Shakil Rami Saab, the most dynamic Chief Executive Officer of Asian Institute of Eco-Civilization Research and Development. I very warmly welcome His Excellency Mr. Xi, the DCM of People's Republic of China, Mr. Jamil Qureshi, the Secretary for SIFC, Mr. Usman Shaukat, President Rawalpindi Chamber of Commerce, and General Samrez Salek, from the National Defense University, and our elder brother. Assalamu alaikum and a very warm welcome to all of you. It is both an honor and a privilege to address this esteemed gathering as we commemorate 10 years of the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. Over the past decade, the CPEC has become a cornerstone of the regional connectivity and economic cooperation, serving as a flagship initiative under the Belt and Road Initiative that is called BRI. This historic collaboration has gone beyond infrastructures. It represents a vision of shared prosperity, integration, and mutual progress for China, Pakistan, and the broader region. So we will be deliberating upon the infrastructure development and the energy security, special economic zones, human capital, and knowledge sharing, throughout this session. But my subject today is about the capital market development. Excellency, you would be very glad to know that in 2016, the 3 stock exchanges of China have taken the 40% stake at Pakistan Stock Exchange. And recently, our Prime Minister and the Chief Minister of Punjab visited China. But day before yesterday, a very high-powered delegation under the leadership of Chairman Securities and Exchange Commission of Pakistan and the Managing Director of Pakistan Stock Exchange have gone to China, and they'll be there for next 1 week to collaborate more and more about the capital market development. So CPEC presents a unique opportunity to deepen Pakistan's financial market by introducing innovative financial instruments such as CPEC bonds and Islamic sukuk, providing avenues for both local and international investors to participate in these transformative projects. So recently, Pakistan is also trying to convert the debt for the development of CPEC into the sukuks, so that as our constitution under the 26th Amendment, we have to convert the entire economy into Islamic economy by the January 1st, 2028.
I would like to request now our other guest of honor, Mr. Jamil Amar Qureshi. He is the Secretary of SIFC Division. They are doing very dynamic work.
His Excellency Mr. Shi, distinguished colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and ni hao. I would like to extend my gratitude to the Asian Institute of Eco-Civilization Research and Development for organizing this seminar on CPEC. Ladies and gentlemen, 10 years ago, the monumental CPEC project began as a vision, and today it has become a reality and already started to reshape the economic landscape of Pakistan and the broader region. CPEC, as we all know, is not a collection of infrastructure projects. It is a vision for Pakistan's future. A future where industries thrive, where employment opportunities are abundant, where the technology is at the forefront of growth, and where economic relations reach new heights. As we celebrate the 10th anniversary of CPEC, let us reaffirm our commitment to harnessing the full potential of this project for the benefit of our people and our region. Ladies and gentlemen, CPEC's diverse portfolio spanning energy, roads, railways, and technology have empowered the next generation of Pakistanis, providing them with the tools and opportunities they need to thrive. For the last 10 years, CPEC has been a thriving force of economic growth and has helped us to bring the fruits of this growth to the lesser developed and underserved areas of Pakistan. Now, the key to unlocking the full potential of CPEC lies in creating a thriving industrial ecosystem and the special economic zones. As His Excellency Mr. Shi said, few of the economic zones are already in full flow, and we need to work hard to bring the Chinese industry to Pakistan. We are pleased to witness the progress in the development of Rashakai SEZ, as His Excellency mentioned earlier, in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Dhabeji SEZ in Sindh, M3 Allama Iqbal in Punjab, and Bostan SEZ in Balochistan. They are all in advanced stages of development. Looking ahead, the second phase of CPEC, focused on industrial cooperation and socio-economic development, will be a game changer for Pakistan. Unlike the first phase, which required substantial government involvement, the second phase demands a shift towards greater private sector engagement. The role of industry, businesses, and private sector in this phase will be very crucial. The government's role has now evolved to that of a facilitator to create the necessary policy frameworks, provide security, infrastructure, and incentives for supporting industrial growth and a conducive business environment. Ladies and gentlemen, in this regard, the Pakistani government established the Special Investment Facilitation Council to foster horizontal and vertical collaboration for investment and business facilitation with a whole of government approach. There used to be time when I used to work for the Board of Investment where an investor had to go to different places, taking their projects for approvals, from one department to another. And even myself, working for the Board of Investment, used to be very upset seeing those investors and business community going around for their approvals. Now the good news is we have got all under one roof in the Special Investment Facilitation Council. And I heard some people coming to me and saying that SIFC was for Gulf countries only. And just to clear this out, we are open for all countries. And now we have a China-specific desk, Excellency, working in the SIFC. And we have managed to facilitate a number of Chinese companies working in CPEC and outside CPEC in getting their ventures executed in Pakistan. So just wanted to make sure that Chinese investors are more than welcome in SIFC for us to facilitate them. I thank you all very much, and I look forward to our Chinese investors and business community to visit us for any help and support that we can provide. I thank you all very much.
So, as you said, the Chinese businessman must visit you. So now we would like to invite our Chinese speaker for today. Sir, the floor is yours.
Here, I would like to share my personal experience. Actually, I was assigned to Pakistan since 2013. I experienced the whole first phase of CPEC. I even brought my family to Pakistan before the COVID. And I'm very proudly to say that my daughter also studied in Islamabad. If somebody to ask how to describe the relationship of these two countries, maybe some people will say it's sweeter than the honey, higher than the Himalayas, deeper than the oceans. But I would like to say that it lies in the heart of our common people. Thank you. And here, for myself, CPEC is not just an infrastructure initiative. It's also a symbol of deepening ties between China and Pakistan, one that seeks to bring long-lasting prosperity of the whole region. So, at the end, I would like to say, under the landmark partnership between our two countries, I have full confidence that the second phase of CPEC corridor would be the corridor of growth, livelihood enhancing, innovation, green and open corridor. Thank you.
Now I would like to request Mr. Usman Shaukat. He is a very learned businessman. He completed his graduation from USA and he served their very noble committees and societies. When he came back, he is one of the leading pharmaceutical company of Pakistan Biolab, and now he is also serving the president of Rawalpindi Chamber of Commerce. So, sir, you tell how the Pakistan community can benefit and what should be done.
A'udhu billah minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. First of all, thank you, Mr. Shakil Rame, CEO, for giving us this opportunity, and an immense pleasure to be here and to share my thoughts on 10 years of CPEC. Very warm welcome to His Excellency, Mr. Shi. Thank you, sir, for being here. Has already undertaken several steps to promote CPEC, and we have had 2 conferences in Gwadar, which were specifically targeted towards investments and fostering linkages between Gwadar and the rest of the country. One of the, in fact, conferences that we had was under the leadership of Mr. Zahid Latif Khan, and I was a part of it, lucky enough to be a part of it, and we had a detailed presentation and a overview of the scope of operations of the Gwadar port. And truly, it is something that I believe is we need to enhance the potential of these projects. So far, we have seen that the projects are going on. We've had the special economic zones, we've had the other allied projects with CPEC, but I think the pace needs to be enhanced now, and we are seeing that work, especially in the recent months, that we are seeing some progress, especially like Excellency, you mentioned the Gwadar International Airport, which was recently inaugurated when the Chinese delegation under the Honorable Prime Minister was here as well. So we believe now that would enhance and bring more connectivities to the people of the different regions of Pakistan with Gwadar. But I think that we need to also work on more linkages between the industries of the two countries. For example, I represent the pharmaceutical sector. We are working in finished products as well as injectables and all sorts of products. And most of the raw materials, as you know, come from China. We believe there's still a lot of potential when it comes to the API industry. We talk about the active pharmaceutical ingredients. Pakistan does not manufacture any of those. We are completely reliant on imported sources for the raw materials. And APIs are something that the pharmaceutical industry absolutely needs to move forward. And China, being the leader in the API industry, I believe we can have a lot of projects under CPEC to bring the technology transfer to Pakistan. Of course, there's N-1, N-2, N-3, and these are the chemical processes. Pakistan has only been able to achieve N-1. We still have to go to N-2, N-3, N-4. China is starting from the basic extraction. So we need a lot of work there. So, Excellency, any support that we can get from your end to the pharmaceutical sector? I know the different zones that have been created under the CPEC, for example, the Rashakai zone, the Hatar zone, they have pharmaceutical facilities. I would like to share that the Rawalpindi Chamber of Commerce has already undertaken several steps to promote CPEC. And we have had two conferences in Gwadar, which were specifically targeted towards investments and fostering linkages between Gwadar and the rest of the country. One of the, in fact, conferences that we had was under the leadership of Mr. Zahid Latif Khan, and I was a part of it, lucky enough to be a part of it, and we had a detailed presentation and a overview of the scope of operations of the Gwadar port. And truly, it is something that I believe is we need to enhance the potential of these projects. So far, we have seen that the projects are going on. We've had the special economic zones, we've had the other allied projects with CPEC, but I think the pace needs to be enhanced now, and we are seeing that work, especially in the recent months, that we are seeing some progress, especially like Excellency, you mentioned the Gwadar International Airport, which was recently inaugurated when the Chinese delegation under the Honorable Prime Minister was here as well. So we believe now that would enhance and bring more connectivities to the people of the different regions of Pakistan with Gwadar. But I think that we need to also work on more linkages between the industries of the two countries. For example, I represent the pharmaceutical sector. We are working in finished products as well as injectables and all sorts of products. And most of the raw materials, as you know, come from China. We believe there's still a lot of potential when it comes to the API industry. We talk about the active pharmaceutical ingredients. Pakistan does not manufacture any of those. We are completely reliant on imported sources for the raw materials. And APIs are something that the pharmaceutical industry absolutely needs to move forward. And China, being the leader in the API industry, I believe we can have a lot of projects under CPEC to bring the technology transfer to Pakistan. Of course, there's N-1, N-2, N-3, and these are the chemical processes. Pakistan has only been able to achieve N-1. We still have to go to N-2, N-3, N-4. China is starting from the basic extraction. So we need a lot of work there. So, Excellency, any support that we can get from your end to the pharmaceutical sector? I know the different zones that have been created under the CPEC, for example, the Rashakai zone, the Hatar zone, They have pharmaceutical facilities. So thank you, everyone, and thank you for being here. And again, I congratulate Mr. Shakil for arranging this unbelievable conference and providing this opportunity. Thank you so much.
One very important section, very important, that is the CPEC security. For that purpose, we have requested Major General Retired Samrez Basalik Saab.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and good morning. I feel honored and privileged standing here, and with gratitude to the organizers for giving me this opportunity, I will straight move to my topic. In 2019, I launched a book in which I proudly mentioned 3 convergences for Pakistan future. One was beating terrorism. Second was CPEC opportunity of CPEC coming on the horizon. And third was democratic transition. I feel very sorry to say that we are facing setbacks and challenges on all these 3. I see CPEC as an excellent opportunity for transition of Pakistan from a security state to an economic state. And in my view, it will impact all functional domains of Pakistan to include economy, security, industry, agriculture, and social sector. I thus picked the aspect of security for my research. And in my view, security is 2 faces of a coin. On one end, CPEC exacerbates security challenges for Pakistan, which we have witnessed in last decade. And on another end, it can provide us future security through economic stability. We have already witnessed the first decade of CPEC execution. And you will agree with me that it has not been a smooth sailing. Instead, I see CPEC in a vortex. Such challenges were foreseen and anticipated. CPEC is an essential segment of BRI. BRI has linkages with China's rise, and China's rise has implications for US hegemony and global polarity. Ladies and gentlemen, Kurt Lewin model of change says that to every change, there are enabling and restraining forces. So amid global, regional, and internal restraining forces, an uncontested execution of CPEC was a nightmare. Accord priority to western route of CPEC, it may have short-term security challenges, but in the long run, it will mitigate regional imbalances within Pakistan, thereby ensuring future security. Focus on putting the house in order, eradicate feelings of deprivation and alienation among Baloch and people of Gilgit-Baltistan, improve governance and internal management, and finally, diplomatically and through media, highlight dividends of CPEC for the least integrated and impoverished region of South Asia. Interestingly, my last vlog, which has been uploaded yesterday, is on the same very subject. Thank you very much. So nice of you.
Our next speaker is, for today's session, is Ms. Nabila Jafar. She will be talking about CPEC and gender. So we also will have a voice from the gender perspective today now. Ms. Nabila.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon. It's a true pleasure and honor for me to be here. Thank you very much for inviting me. It's a very important topic, CPEC and gender. I think very rarely we hear about gender aspect when we talk about, when we discuss or we are having dialogue on the success of CPEC project in last decade. China-Pakistan economic corridor, as many people have named it as a game changer, but in my view, we cannot call it a game changer without ensuring the active and effective participation and contribution of women in these initiatives. So To ensure the sustainability of CPEC's benefits for women, it is important to provide equal opportunities for women in training and CPEC-related education and equipping them with requisite skills to enhance and obviously we also need overall in Pakistan we also need to enhance our efforts to provide favorable conditions to women for their inclusion in the economic activities of Pakistan overall and also to benefit from CPEC initiatives. So this can be done through right policies and collaboration between government and private sector, civil society, and also international partners, like we are already doing with China. And it is very important that now women should also be included in the decision-making process of our plannings, major planning for economy, and also when we are moving toward the second phase of CPEC, which is more comprehensive than the previous one because it is related to the industrial development. So in this process, it is important to include women in the planning committees in the decision-making roles to ensure and make them priority in this CPEC project. So these are my thoughts. Thank you very much.
So, first of all, if I look at the participants here, I think most of us are already sold as far as CPEC is concerned. And, but I think some of the challenges that we have today, even after passing 10 years of China-Pakistan economic corridor, I think most of us have been speaking about that. So if for you, some of you, if it's repetition, please pardon me for that. But I think this time when Shakil called me and asked me on a short notice, I thought this time let's talk about how really we can move forward in terms of getting the rewards and dividends that CPEC has. And I was listening to Nabila carefully, and I think I would also tell her, Nabila, that CPEC is one of the only projects that has happened in Pakistan where we have worked on a Hindu minority region, Hindu majority region that is in Thar, and also where women participation is happening perhaps more than any other region for. So I think it's a very inclusive project as far as we need a facilitating state and a productive labor. So therefore I get the blame also as professor of university because our human resource is not productive और रमज़ान आता है तो और बुरा हाल हो जाता है. So therefore we also need, and we should understand that the government resources are limited and government needs to use them strategically. So therefore the special economic zone. And also we all need to understand that one size fit all will not work. A special economic zone in Balochistan has to be different from a special economic zone in KP, and that has to be different from Punjab, and we should learn it from China. Last 2 points, and please support me in this. We must hold officials accountable for not performing, and meritocracy should be prevailing. And please use technology for security. This cowboy style security will not work. Thank you very much.
He is the Chief Marketing Officer at Special Technology Zone of Pakistan. Hamza, floor is yours.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you, Shakil Saab and Asian Institute of Eco-Civilization Research and Development for organizing such a fruitful debate, I would say. And to a very large extent, this is also a reunion because for past 10 years, we have been working in different capacities. And I'm really glad that His Excellency Mr. Shi and Mr. Jamil Qureshi is present here because SIFC has a very critical role. 1 in 7 or 1 in 8 cars, and His Excellency, I'll give you exact figure, 1 in 8 cars use Pakistani software, which is developed by NetSol. And they have a good 100 people Chinese team in China. This is an outbound investment being done by a technology company from Pakistan and setting up offices there. So similarly, another project that we're working in is a double 100 enterprise project, which is bringing 100 Chinese companies here and then taking 100 Pakistani companies. And it's also part of CPEC, where under the Science and Technology Joint Working Group, and we're working with Ministry of Science and Technology China as well. So I think when it comes to technology cooperation, China is already leading in 5G, in renewables, in electric vehicles, new energy vehicles as well. And there is a lot of potential for inbound investments and also exporting to Middle East and Africa. But there's another big opportunity where the talent can be used at half the cost. An average technology resource cost is $40,000 to $50,000 per year in China, while in the similar level costs around $15,000 here. And this is the sort of Pakistan's technology labor arbitrage that Huawei is tapping, and some of the Chinese companies who have good footprints in South Asia are tapping. And India has become expensive, Philippines have become expensive. However, Pakistan offers that opportunity, a very solid talent pipeline. And I think I'll keep it very short. This is the sort of spectrum where we need to treat CPEC as a platform of exchange, and we need to enable these exchanges. The companies here are willing to pay on their own to visit China, but to a very large extent, we need to cooperate in terms of how do we make these business matchmakings with changes in central banks, state banks, policy, exchange policy regulations, where you can now repatriate 100% of your money or export money and keep that money even in dollars or RMB here, avoiding the repatriation risks that have been experienced in CPEC so far, and also the currency risks. So with this, I'll end it, and I look forward to collaborating.
Wonderful presentation, and I think now we are moving to the last part of our deliberation, and that is going to be the favorite of our media friends, the role of media. Mr. On Sahi, he was a director at PTV.
Back in 2010, when Americans, they have a greater influence on Pakistani media, not from today, but if you go and check, like from 90s, 50s, they started so many different fellowships. There's so many of these journalists who have been working with the Western media, but still, when they came up with Kerry Lugar bill, it was only $1.5 billion. They put 50 million US dollars only for the propagation on media. Like those $50 million were only to give media for the ads to propagate American side of stories in Pakistan. Having something like America and West, who have been investing like millions and millions of dollars on Pakistani media from last 70 years, but still they believe that because private media in Pakistan is all about business, you need to bring them on the table. And it make no, like out of 1.5 billion, if you are spending 50 million on media, I don't think it's a big amount. But for Pakistan, in today's term, is around 13 billion rupees, which is more than 20% of the total market of Pakistani media annually. So, to deal with Pakistani media, and then things started happening. Like embassy, they started responding. Your businesses, they started responding. The last thing, to deal with media, you need to be patient in Pakistan and need to be having a big heart. You need to understand that there are some people who have been doing genuinely the stories about the environment, about the local cultures, and then there may be some people who are on some agenda, but you need to deal with them. You can't bracket people that these are the friends and these are the foes. You need to outreach all those people in the media, and that is, I think, the mantra to have a successful, CPEC on media landscape in Pakistan. Thank you.
I have seen during a few years, so China embassy have become very vibrant. So their media engagements, to calling to the people, to calling to those people who are even doing the bad story, but still they are talking to them. I think from a CPEC, SIFC have learned one lesson. They are very proactively engaging media. So I remember a few months back, we were invited at the PM house to give us a briefing. You are the advisor, you called me at that time. So to give us a briefing on that. So what SIFC is, what they want to do. And in a conclusion, I will thank all the speakers.